plena bola. Beat from Niger, straight to the world. Now play for show. Oh, yeah, carry go.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Play Pause. And today we decided that we look into the various clubs and x-ray the various managers, and see what we're going to expect. Each and everyone are going to expect
what they have for us.
What they have for us
this coming season.
Yes. But before we start, I'd like to say once again, my name is Philip, and I'm joined with.
I'm Sam, as usual.
Yes. So, where do we start from?
Defending champions of
champions of the English Premier League.
Arteta.
All right.
Mikel Arteta.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. So ahead. This is what are we expecting from Arteta? This is what I always think about it. I always ask myself, what are we expecting from Arteta this season? Do we actually think, okay, because he has won the league, the hunger, the passion, or the drive will reduce, especially now that there is no Pep? Do you think that the fight will still be as it was after he finished second 3 times in a row? I think we will get a better version of Arteta, because from the preseason so far, he has mostly spoken about how he spent the holidays thinking of how to make Arsenal, his word, dominant, how to make us a dominant team. So we've not really seen much or a big difference from his preseason games. I think mainly because the key players were not available. The main starters that we know were not available. But if you look at the transfer business that he has done, bringing Melie, a third-choice goalkeeper, bringing in Solis to replace Trossard, bringing in Bruno Guimaraes, which was rated the third best midfielder behind Bruno Fernandes and Declan Rice. So I think he's actually a very good addition. I think Arteta will still be as hungry as he was from the beginning, as he has always been. I think he will demand more from the players now, because everybody now Arsenal are champions. Everybody said, okay, the PGMO helped us. People saying it was more of the corner first. So I'm expecting a more dominant Arsenal in this season, with the likes of Odegaard having something to prove. His numbers was not really good last season. Martinelli scoring only 1 Premier League goal against Manchester City. Bukayo Saka and him coming back to full fitness. There are a lot of factors last season that I actually think that Arsenal we have not really explored all our signings. The likes of Easy also, we've not really used all to their full potential. So I feel that there's still more to come from this Arsenal team.
Okay, so now it's interesting that you brought up his drive and his hunger. How much of the fact that being a winner, how much does it influence the thought process or the confidence of a manager, right? Because I feel that there will be pressure on him if he did not win the league last time. Right? Even though there's still pressure, but this time around it's going to be a controlled pressure. Because he has been able to prove to people, because people are waiting for him that he win. But there is nothing again to prove in terms of winning. Now is for him to build upon his win, to let people know that
that he has it.
Dominance is it. So how much of this success that they had last time, and also the fact that they went to, the second time in 20 or the first time in 20 years went to the finals of Champions League. Yeah. You know, how much just crossing over the line. So how much of this, you know, I don't know how much success I'll call that getting to the final, but you know, it's still success in its own. So how much of it will it help Arteta?
Okay, I think from his interview the final game of the season, he was like, in the previous years that we didn't win, that we ended up second, he said that he began to ask himself whether he had it in him, or maybe the best he could just do was the second place. So he had to go again. He had to find that hunger in him to actually go again, and as we all saw that they won the decision. So I think the drive has always been in him, and let me remind you of the fact that Arsenal, with all the beautiful history Arsenal has had, they've never defended a Premier League title. They've never gone back to back. So this is a season to actually make a history. This is a season to actually do what have not been done before. This is a season to actually get to that height that Arsenal has not got into. And you said something about the Champions League final. Since Arteta came to Arsenal, that he brought Arsenal back to the Champions League. The first season we finished quarter-final, second season semi-final, the third season Champions League final, and now we are in the fourth season. Even with his position on the league, there has never been a year that he regressed.
Right.
Even the second position that we finished, highest thing will stay, but we are never going below what he did the previous season. As an Arsenal fan, I'm hoping to say, okay, maybe this is the season we will finally win the Champions League. But I know that if he's to go again and have a better season and be successful, like we saw Pep Guardiola win Premier League for 4 years in a row. Like we saw him win multiple trophies back to back. So if you have success in your mind, if you want to be successful, if you want to be rated among the elite coaches, you have to not just do it once, but you have to prove that you can not just only do it once, but you can do it over and over again.
Okay, all right. So can we still remain in
London?
In London, and probably let's go to a former Liverpool player,
Alonso. Let's go to the London Cowboys, like I like to call them.
So, what do we think that he's going to bring to Chelsea?
Okay, and coming from a deeper perspective now, I've been saying it last season, Chelsea were not good, like ethically. And I say that they were always losing their heads, getting red cards here and there. Even their former manager then got red cards. They're always used to getting sent off. Most of the time, they had the highest number of red cards in the league. So Alonso, what he brings first, I think he brings a high level of tactical awareness to the team. I've always loved Alonso as a coach.
Right.
I've always admired him as a coach. Right. What he did with Leverkusen, I've always admired that. So him bringing that to Chelsea, I think Chelsea, and if you look at it, Chelsea don't have a bad squad. They have they have very good team. They just need to invest in one or two spots, which I think that they have done that now. And them adding experience to the squad, to that young squad, likes of Welbeck, Henderson, and that left back that they got from Spain, 28-year-old. Because Alonso kept saying that they needed to add different types of players. The ones that are just starting their careers, the ones that have ended, that are about to end, the ones that are at their prime, the ones that are almost ending. So him adding all this level of experience to Chelsea's dressing room, plus the quality of players that they already have, I think, and the advantage of playing once a week, I think there will be a force to reckon with. There will be because I really rate Alonso. I think Chelsea will be a force to reckon with.
Yeah. So the one advantage he would have is that he has played in the Premier League,
yes,
for a long time, so he knows what the dynamics of the whole thing.
You know what is needed.
Yes, and he knows that there are times when the fixtures are jam-packed, like during the holiday, Christmas holiday period. So he has a lot of awareness, which makes him, a little different from whichever coach that is coming completely from the outside, right? So he knows that, and he's disciplined, and he has a track record of what he's done. For me, I think one thing that you said, which is going to be key, but both for Chelsea and for him, is that addition of experience. So last year, 2 years ago, they had young players, so lack of leadership, and to some extent there was a few bit of responsibilities or accountability in that team. So they needed people that will come and take matters on their hands.
People
so
that will organize the dressing room.
That is the accountability. That's the responsibility that we're talking about. People that will handle that younger players will look up to. Leadership. So that is for going on for him. So it will be interesting to see how much independence Chelsea is going to give. Because those guys, I still don't trust the Chelsea management.
Like I keep using the Spanish left back as an example, because that signing is an Alonso signing. It's not a Bluco signing. A Bluco signing can maybe be Morgan Rogers, but you see that left back from Spain. I think he's during that his short spell in Real Madrid that exposed him to that kind of left back. 28-year-old in his prime, he's well experienced, well grounded. I think he knows what he's doing. So
that's why I said I want to see how much, because right now I think they have allowed him to do this. I want to see if they will let him continue doing what he's doing till the
now end. He has gotten the first phase, which is to get the players. Now the next step is to make them work together. Now whether they can work together as a team, because there's a difference between signing players here and there, bringing in the numbers which they have, but can you make them work together? And they perform together as a team? Can they deliver what you want them to deliver together, not individually? So that is, it's only time that will tell. A few weeks away from finding that.
All right, and I still want to stay in London and
the
talk about Spurs and the Jebi, and see how that if it's a match made in heaven, and see what he brings in. I know you've spoken about Tottenham being struggling to not be relegated for two seasons
in a row.
However, I'm also looking at it differently because they have a different manager. Sam Allardyce had this problem with Bolton, where they struggled to meet Kucha's free kick against West Ham, saved them from relegation, and they still retain him, right? So, which is different from what is happening in Tottenham. Tottenham is that they have a different coach, right? So if it's the same coach, same player, we'll say, okay, what are they going to do differently? But this time around is different coach with different players, and I think that they will change their history.
Like when there's one football saying that Mourinho drew me to, football DNA. So it's in Tottenham's DNA to be Tottenham. Like when I say the likes of Conte, Mourinho have all been in that club, and they've achieved close to nothing. Like yes, they've had a big summer, and I respect the Chebby. He has been in the Premier League before. Now with Brighton, we saw how well Brighton performed there. So he has the Premier League experience. He's actually he's actually a top manager. He knows his tactics well. But I just think that the amount of players that Tottenham got they'll have a very good season,
right,
if they finish 8th.
Okay.
Because you have to compare the number of losses they've had in the past 2 years. You have to see the number of wins they've had in the last 2 years. Then you now compare that, okay, only this upcoming season, if they finish 8th, then they have won more games in the last 2 games, like in the past season, more than the past 2 years, which is actually going to be like, I don't expect them to come and be better than Michael Carrick's Manchester United, or Unai Emery's Aston Villa, or Chelsea's Alonso, or Liverpool's Irola. No, I don't expect them to get to that level yet. Maybe in the next 2 years, maybe in the next, after this season or upper season. But this coming season, the Chebby is good. The players he got are good. The likes of Tonali, Matheus Fernandes, the experienced defenders, Senesi, Robertson, they are all good. But they cannot just enter that bracket immediately. They have a lot of mental barriers to go through.
Well, let's see. I mean, I'm looking at it differently. I'm looking at it that, yes, I agree that they have a lot of mental barriers, but I'm looking at it that it's a different coach, coming with a different mentality, coming with a different tactics, and then he's also bringing in a lot of people. And one of the good things that they've done, which they haven't done in the past 2 seasons, is to buy, some reasonable players. All this while they've been buying average players. Right now they've brought in a few reasonable.
All the players they brought in was just in the midfield, because I think they don't still have a striker, because you cannot go into the season banking on Solanke.
That's why they are trying to.
You cannot go into the season banking on Richarlison, because both of them must miss at least 2 to 3 months in the season, and you don't know when they will miss, whether it's when you are in form now or when you are fighting. Like, you don't know when they will go. So that is just it.
Yes, well, that's why they want to steal. That's why they want to steal Gakpo too.
We can play 9. They haven't looking at Savinho also. So they are, like, it's a lot. But I understand where you're coming from. The Chebby being a very good manager, being a new manager, with them getting new players, new Premier League proven players, not just the player they got were from Premier League teams. They've been proven. So
let's see what Deserve is going to be to do. Before we leave the London axis, let's talk about Unai Emery. And I keep saying that this man is. We'll talk about so many coaches, and we forget him. He's kind of underrated. We personally, from sometimes before I remember him, be like, it's not the man himself. I think it's the club. Aston Villa is an average team. It's an average club.
They have a very good. They have a very rich history.
They have which is ironically, they have a very rich history. But again, it's so very easy to forget Unai. What do you think Unai is going to bring this?
When people talk about Arteta and say he has stayed very long in Arsenal, like 6 years. This year, I think December will make it 7 years, and people are forgetting that Unai Emery has stayed almost as long as that. So I think the key word is continuity. Aston Villa has continued with him. This is his team. This has been his team. And let's not talk about Unai Emery like he's a small manager. This is an experienced manager that have won at least 4 to 5 Europa Leagues. He's a Europa League specialist. Winner. So with Villarreal, with Sevilla, now with Aston Villa. So the experience is there. That is why if you look at, since he came to the Premier League, aside from that first season that he joined half season, he has not finished below 6th. That is why I still think it's going to be very hard for Tottenham to break into it. But still focusing on Unai Emery and Aston Villa, they've lost the likes of Morgan Rogers, they've lost the likes of Tielemans, and Onana has injured long term. He has long-term injury, and and with Martinez still deciding whether to leave or not. So, but I still think he still has the team wrapped up in his hands. He's still in control of the team, because one thing with Aston Villa, they gave him the power. He transferred, like I said earlier in our previous videos. They signed the Swiss wonder kid, Mazambi. So like they have good players, even if they have not. It is to be difficult to replace someone like Morgan Rogers or even Telemans. They brought in this Brazilian midfielder from Wolves, Angel Gomez. So
Gomez.
So like I still think Aston Villa will be up there if you give them another manager. That is where I think they will drop, because Unai Emery is really good. He like last season they had the second highest or third highest unbeaten run, because they went for a long period of time without losing.
Yes, and funny enough, they now lost to Liverpool.
Liverpool that was struggling. Yes, yeah. So Unai Emery has that in him to be a top manager. He's a very top manager. So even if Aston Villa don't compete for the title, most likely they won't compete, but they will fight tooth and nail for Champions League spots. So and now they're in Champions League. Even if anytime they go to Champions League, the next season they drop to Europa League or Conference League, then they will now win that one and now use the opportunity to fight for Champions League spot again. Yeah. So even if it's it's like up and down, they only drop down to a Conference League at least, or Europa League, then they bounce back to Champions League.
All right, so Unai, we have a lot to go for him.
Yeah.
All right, so what do? We go to Liverpool before the
So
all right. So Iraola, we've seen what he's been able to do with Bournemouth. And we've seen that he's capable of developing players. He's capable of bringing teams, and you just need to watch the interviews that have been granted by a lot of ex-former players of Bournemouth. And they'll tell you about him, how he drills people and how he
loves training.
He makes
two times a week, 2 times a day, every day. He hardly gives them breaks. And then he was complaining the other day.
So the thing is that I think he's going to approach it differently in Liverpool, without changing too much. But he's going to. I think he has to be different, because the way he's not going to treat those are big boys. He's not going to treat them the way he does with Bournemouth. But we'll see. So I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting him to build team, and I'm hoping that they don't take advantage of the fact that he's a team builder, or he's always building, and not give him the right support, and let him and hope that he will build something out of the academy boys, which will not be good. So he's going to come with a lot of learning too, because he has never played, apart from the league and maybe the other cups, the FA Cups, and
he has never been.
He has never played Champions League, where the demand is you play in the morning, you play on the weekend, you play in the midweek, and play the next weekend again, back to back. So it's going to be a really new one for him. Hopefully he's able to rise up to the challenge. But whether he is going to bring excitement back to Anfield, I think so. I think he will do that. Whether he's going to bring intensity back to Anfield, we're already seeing that. So I think he's going to do that. But how he manages those big boys, how he manages, the expectations from his own bosses, and then how he manages the fans too.
It's something going to
be seen. With smaller clubs, a lot of things can go under the carpet, and a lot of things can go wrong and you sweep it under the carpet. But not with big teams. Big teams.
Yeah, because there was a time last season that he suffered, that his Bournemouth team suffered. They went for even if they had almost the highest unbeaten,
at the beginning
they had
season,
a really tough patch. They found it difficult to win, and it was not really that much of a problem because it was Bournemouth. He cannot try something like that in Liverpool.
No, he can't.
And needs to be kept silent.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about.
Before we migrate. So you're expecting a top 4 finish, a top 5 finish.
Definitely a top 4 finish. I'm thinking that we're going to.
Do you think if they back
number 3,
if they back him properly, like likes of Bakola, Mbaye, maybe a right back, maybe one more midfielder, and do you think you can back him to compete for the title?
Oh yes. I think I can back him to compete for the title, even though I don't think that he's going to get 4 players. With the way Liverpool is going, I don't think he's going to get up to 4 players. But if he gets Bakola, he gets Mbaye, and
a right back. I think you guys really need a right back.
We need a right back. I'm not sure if there's a plan to get one.
Really now after a role that can play right back.
Yeah. So
there's Gomez that is there. There's I always forget his name. This injury-prone right back that you guys have.
Come on. Yes.
Brandon.
Yes. Forgotten his name too. So yes, we have those right backs. If he gets a right back, which I don't know where the club is going in that direction. Yeah, so that is it. He should be able to do his magic and
to fight for the title.
And fight for the title. But for me, that's
so. What's your personal goal for him?
That's too much ask.
What's your personal?
One thing I would like for him to do is win us one of the cup, the league cups, the league cups,
FA Cup, Carabao Cup.
One either, preferably the FA Cup. If he's able to win that would be great, and then hit top 4, and then we'll go again.
Then you call it a successful season for
we'll go again. Yes, it will be. Judging on the fact that I'm not sure he's going to get up to 4 players. I'm not sure he's going to get there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving to Manchester City.
Yes.
Enzo Maresca.
Enzo.
What are you expecting from Manchester City, Enzo Maresca?
So I'm expecting Enzo to provide some. So for some reason, I look at him as being very strong-willed, strong-headed kind of person. Especially how he left Chelsea.
He has always wanted to manage Manchester City.
Yeah.
So that's one of the problems that he had leaving Chelsea, because I think from what we heard, from what Chelsea released, like he was already communicating with Man City while he was on contract with Chelsea, which City did not like, which Chelsea did not like. And they actually saw that his mind was hell bent in replacing Pep, because like he knew that Pep was going to leave, and Man City and him being one of the assistant coaches for Pep Guardiola over the years.
Yes, one of Pep's boys.
He actually saw it as a dream move, as an opportunity for him. So I don't expect them to finish below 3rd. And because Maresca is not new to the Premier League. He has coached the Premier League, even if as an assistant coach, even if he's not Premier League in the Championship. He has coached Chelsea for like 2 years.
Yes.
So like he's not new to the job.
No, he's not.
He's not new to the environment, also Manchester City environment. So I don't expect him to finish less than 3rd, and City will back him, because they always back their managers. They will, like, it's not like Chelsea that he asked for an experienced centre back and they were telling him to look in house. This is, if he wants this player, they will give him this player.
Right.
So I expect them, because there are some pundits that haven't said they will win the league, because Carragher said that, and that he sees Man City winning the league. So I expect them to actually be be up there, like they are on the same level with us now.
And don't forget that Enzo Maresca himself is actually a good coach.
Yes, he's actually a good coach. So
being a
you
good
cannot
coach
take anything away from him. Like why I'm placing them like a little bit lower, because I feel this is their transition phase, this is their transition season. You cannot lose a manager like Pep and not feel it.
Yes.
Starters. You cannot lose a manager that have been with you for 10 years and not feel it, because there's going to be change in culture, change in a lot of things. So even if they shouldn't feel it too bad. They'll fight for the title, maybe even to the last day. Yeah, they'll fight for the Champions League. They'll fight for the cup. So they have big name players like Haaland, Donnarumma, Ruben Dias,
Foden,
Elliot Henderson, Foden, Semenyo, Cheki, and Mamouche. So they even Doku. We're forgetting Doku.
Oh yeah,
so
Doku.
They have serious players, big name players, people that have played at the highest level. So I don't expect them to drop very well, even if Pep or Rodri or Bernardo has left. So I'm expecting them to have a strong season next.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what Enzo is going to be able to bring in. Again, I keep saying it that the strength of Man City, it will still largely depend on how much Haaland is able to score.
Haaland is their most important player, so they need to do everything.
When Kevin De Bruyne had that injury and left, that period affected Haaland.
Yes.
And then you saw Haaland back again when Kevin came back. So it depends on how he's not like the. Haaland is not, his own kind of striking is different. He's not the type that will get, himself walk with the ball, walk with the ball.
It's just to finish it.
He's there waiting for
just
you.
To put the final,
exactly,
touch.
Exactly, and then you can count. You can count the number of touches he has in a game.
But he can have 7 touches and he'll score 2 goals. It has happened.
So
he's a very prolific goal scorer. So it's one of the pluses. If someone like Haaland would have left, then I know that they will fight for Champions League spots. But as Haaland is still there, they still have Cheki, they still have Foden.
Yeah.
They will I expect a very good outing from them, with Enzo leading the way. So.
All right. So in their next door neighbor,
the last,
Michael Carrick. So I'm still saying that of all the managers that we've called, Michael Carrick is still the one that is, for me, not in their level. I'm not sure why I keep saying this. I don't know whether it's because I haven't really seen him win.
We've mentioned over how many coaches now, over how many teams. I still personally think he will do better than Aston Villa under Emery, based on who Man U is or what Man U is, and Tottenham this Chelsea. Those are the two that I said, okay, even if he doesn't perform well, he'll perform better than those two. We should not forget that Michael Carrick knows the Premier League. He knows Manchester United also. He's a legend for the club. He has played over how many games for United, over the Premier League. So he might not have as much experience as the rest of the Premier League coaches that we mentioned earlier have, but he understands who Man U is. He understands what they carry. So I don't think they will fight for the title. No, I don't think that. If they do that, I'll be overly shocked. But I think that they will be up there. Even they'll be up there with they'll be up there fighting for Champions League spots, because at the end of the day, they have their front three of, if Rashford should start, which I think he's the best left winger that they have, Rashford, Cunha, Mbeumo, then Bruno Fernandes behind them. That's a very strong front four.
Yeah,
that's a very, very strong front four. With even Lamens, which I think he's not the best, but he had a a good debut season with the likes of Martinez, with the likes of Maguire, the likes of Delete, the likes of Heavens, the likes of Euro, Dallo.
Yeah.
I think they have a good core, even if I still think that they can do better in their midfield. That in the center, the center of the midfield, I think they can do better. But I don't think Michael Carrick is far away.
So Carrick will be facing a different challenge this season, and that challenge is also playing in the Champions League.
Yes.
So he's going to have to be able to rotate his players.
Yes.
He's going to have to be able to manage his players.
Injuries and all.
Injuries and the rest of them. He's going to have to, manage a lot of expectation that's going to come to him.
No.
So,
and that is where the problem, the way I've seen that the problem.
That is where I'm thinking that the problem will come, because if he's not able to manage those expectations, those games,
because actually
he would
last
lose it.
Last season from January till May, I think they were just playing without pressure because of where they were coming from, where Amorim left them, because I think that he brought them out from like 9th position, and they had the highest number of wins from when he took over to the end of the season. So they'll be facing bigger challenges, because now like teams will now know what Carrick is up about, and teams will now know, okay, they cannot just see, this is not just the man you just sit down, because they'll counter you, and most of their wins, most of their goals were counter attack. So, but I don't think he that he'll be worse than Spurs or Aston Villa, but I don't think he will also fight for the league. Also, he will just maybe fight for the Champions League spot, because I think if Manchester United get another Champions League, if they secure another Champions League spot next season, to be an improvement, because it's been a very long time that they qualify for Champions League in back-to-back seasons. So I think at first, before you want to compete for the title, you want stability. You want to, let you know that, this one that I did the last time was not a fluke. I'll do it again. Do it again before you cannot take the next step on fighting for the title. So
all right, we will see. It's just about
21st.
Yes,
just so a few weeks.
Time.
2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, about 2 weeks or thereabouts, and then we'll be able to judge. But before then, maybe we can ask the fans and say, hey, viewers, who do you think will be?
Let's give us your Premier League prediction.
What are we missing? What do you want to add about these managers?
Yes.
And who do you think that will perform? Who will meet the expectation? Who will exceed the expectation?
Who will go below the expectation?
Of course, who will fall below the expectation? Let's want to hear from you, and from here, I think we want to appreciate everyone for listening.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Really appreciate.
Yeah.
So we'll see you soon when we'll be back to talk about the community shield, the preview of the community shield.
Yep. Thanks.
Thank you.
And bye.
Bye.